Hey y'all, today we are making Tex-Mex style cheese enchiladas. It's the chili con carne style sauce that goes on top, so it is not vegetarian, even though it's cheese enchiladas. There's not meat in the enchiladas, but there's meat on the enchiladas. When I was living outside of Texas, this is one of the foods that I missed more than anything else. This is what you're missing if you're used to ordering cheese enchiladas at a Tex-Mex restaurant and you can't find it anywhere. Here you go, here's how you make it. Let's get started. We're gonna start by browning a pound of ground beef in the same skillet that we're gonna make our sauce in. We're going to be breaking up the beef in the pan until it's in fairly small crumbles and it's cooked all the way through. Now that our meat is cooked all the way through, we're actually going to pull it out of the pan and set it aside just for now. Now, if you move your beef over and you've got a lot of excess water in the pan, you're going to want to get that out. So go ahead and drain it now. We're going to add a 1/4 cup of a neutral oil. And now we're going to whisk in a 1/4 cup of flour. We're mixing it together to make this thin roux, which will be the base for our sauce. This is 2 cups of beef broth. We're gonna go ahead and whisk that in now. Do it a little bit at a time so you're sure you're able to break up any clumps of the roux that get left in there. You want it to be nice and smooth. It's time to add our spice mixture. I'll put the measurements up at the end of the video, but this is salt, black pepper, oregano, onion powder, garlic powder, cumin, and chili powder. Now we're going to turn the heat off and add the beef back into the sauce. Our sauce is all done. We're going to remove it from the stove and start warming up our tortillas. Before we assemble the enchiladas, we're going to warm up the corn tortillas, because if you don't warm up corn tortillas before you try to use them, they break and crumble and it turns into a frustrating mess. So we're gonna go ahead and get these heated up. Usually here at home, I just put it directly over the flame of the stove, and that's how I'm gonna do most of these, but I wanted to show you that you can also just use some sort of flat surface. If you're using a pan that is like some sort of non-stick situation or something like that, you might want to put just a little bit of oil in it to make sure that the pan itself doesn't burn, but this one is cast iron and it's going to be fine. Now would be a good time for us to preheat the oven. We're gonna set it to 375. We're going to take a pound of sharp cheddar. We're going to slice it widthwise, I guess you would say, into 12 equal strips. I think that's like about half an inch thick. We'll cut each of these 4 into thirds. This is a lot of cheese for every enchilada. We like it that way, so that's what I'm doing. If you don't want quite as much, maybe cut that guy in half. There you go. Our tortillas are all warm and we are ready to assemble our enchiladas. We're going to start by drizzling a little bit more neutral oil just inside our pan. And then we're going to use a paper towel to spread that around. Here's the easy part. Tortilla, cheese, wrap it up, and set it down. I've lived outside of Texas twice in my life, and both times I desperately miss Tex-Mex food. It is so hard to find good Tex-Mex outside of Texas. So I was going to community college when I was 19 and decided that I really needed to buckle down and get serious. And so I did what any very serious scholar does, and I transferred to a university in Honolulu. Had a French professor who taught me how to say things like "Je vais à la plage" and "Je ne fais pas du surfing." It was actually really great, but desperately missed Tex-Mex food. Finally, after much trial and error, found a place that I really liked on the opposite side of the island. And my roommate Holly and I used to drive like an hour and a half, 2 hours, all the way to the other side of Oahu so that we could go get enchiladas that were like this. So good, so worth it. I desperately miss Tex-Mex food. It's time to put the sauce over the top of our enchiladas. It smells amazing. Spread it out so the tortillas are all covered. We're gonna take our shredded cheese, gonna get it over the top so we can get it in the oven so we can eat it. All right, let's go ahead and get these in the oven. They're gonna be in there for 10 minutes, probably 10 minutes. I'll let you know at the end. It's actually been closer to 15 minutes, but they're done and they're ready to pull out. Look how good this looks. Oh man, oh, it's bubbling on the edges. It looks so, so good. I'm so excited. I know I keep saying that, but it's true. I know I said it's a lot of cheese, but it's just the right amount of cheese. And it's, oh man, it's just, it's that flavor that you're looking for that you get at a restaurant that it's hard to replicate at home. The the Tex-Mex style enchiladas. I missed it so much for years. I'm so glad I know how to make it myself now. I'm so glad you know how to make it now. If you make it, let me know how it turns out and enjoy. Bye y'all.